Some people run from pain. Sagittarius runs from confinement, from expectations they didn't agree to, from emotions that feel heavy before they feel safe, from anything that threatens their sense of inner freedom. If you've ever laughed while hurting, left before things got too deep, or told yourself it's not that serious, when it actually was, this isn't carelessness. This is Sagittarius, and you're back inside AstroMind. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, meaning, and perspective. Psychologically, Jupiter represents the mind's need to grow beyond discomfort. Sagittarius doesn't process emotions by sitting still with them. They process by moving through them, reframing, rationalizing, looking for a bigger picture, because staying emotionally contained feels suffocating. Sagittarius experiences emotion as something that can limit freedom. Not intentionally, but instinctively. Heavy emotions demand stillness. Commitment demands consistency. Depth demands presence, and presence can feel like a trap if emotional safety isn't established. Early in life, many Sagittarians learn that freedom equals survival. Sometimes emotionally, sometimes literally. They may grow up in environments where emotions feel unpredictable, seriousness feels heavy, responsibility arrives too early. So Sagittarius adapts. They become optimistic, forward-looking, future-oriented. Because if you keep moving forward, you don't have to stay inside pain. This creates Sagittarius's core psychological pattern. Avoid depth until freedom feels secure. They don't fear connection, they fear being emotionally confined by it. Sagittarius bonds through shared experience. Laughter, adventure, conversation. They open through ideas first, not vulnerability. Emotion comes later. And if emotion arrives too fast, Sagittarius pulls away. Not to hurt, but to breathe. This is why Sagittarius can appear emotionally inconsistent. Warm one moment, distant the next. It's not deception, it's regulation. They move toward connection until it feels limiting. Then they create space to rebalance. Sagittarius also struggles with emotional accountability. Not because they don't care, but because staying emotionally present during conflict feels overwhelming. When emotions get heavy, they reframe. They minimize, they intellectualize, they joke. Anything to avoid emotional stagnation. When Sagittarius feels emotionally unsafe, escape becomes instinct. Physical escape, mental escape, emotional escape. They may travel, stay busy, detach. They don't shut down, they move away. This reaction is often misunderstood as avoidance or immaturity. But psychologically, it's a threat response. Sagittarius associates emotional heaviness with loss of autonomy. So freedom becomes the defense. Sagittarius also fears being misunderstood. They fear being reduced to one version of themselves. Labeled, defined, cornered, so they resist expectations, especially emotional ones. They want space to evolve. In relationships, Sagittarius needs emotional flexibility. They thrive when independence is respected, emotions are expressed without pressure, growth is mutual, not restrictive. When relationships become emotionally rigid, Sagittarius disengages. Not because love disappears, but because freedom feels threatened. Sagittarius struggles most with emotional responsibility, staying present when things feel unresolved, sitting with discomfort without reframing it away. This is their growth edge. A mature Sagittarius begins to learn something crucial. That freedom doesn't disappear in depth, it expands within it. That emotional presence doesn't mean loss of self. That staying doesn't equal being trapped. A healed Sagittarius still values freedom, but they stop using movement to avoid emotion. They learn to pause, stay, feel. They communicate boundaries instead of disappearing. When Sagittarius feels emotionally safe, they are inspiring partners. Honest, open-minded, encouraging. They bring perspective instead of pressure. They remind others that life is bigger than pain, without running from it. If you love a Sagittarius, don't cage them. Invite them. Let emotion be spacious, not demanding. They open when freedom is respected. And if you are a Sagittarius, your need for space is not selfish. But depth doesn't have to steal your freedom. Sometimes staying is the greatest expansion. You've been listening to AstroMind, where emotional patterns aren't confined, they're understood. In the next episode, we'll explore another sign whose strength looks like independence, but hides something deeper underneath.